So, my dear students, before we understand the difference between a gene and allele, let us understand what are genes. What are genes? Genes are the specific segments of the chromosome present on DNA. Present on DNA, and DNA is a part of the chromosome. Chromosome is composed of DNA and proteins, and the proteins are mostly histones. The DNA is coiled around the proteins to make a compact structure. So, what are genes? Genes are the specific segments of the DNA which is present in the chromosome. All organisms have specific number of chromosomes. In human beings, the number of pairs of chromosomes is 23. So, making 46 chromosomes. In humans, in human nuclei, in the human nucleus, 46 chromosomes are present in 23 pairs. The genes are of two types. Basically, genes are of two types. One are coding genes and other are non-coding. Coding means they code for a particular protein. So one type of gene is known as coding protein, others are non-coding, which are controlling or regulatory genes. These protein coding genes are expressed. These are the genes which are expressed as different traits or characters in the individuals in any organism. Okay. There are about 30 to 40,000 of genes present in the humans, out of which 20 to 25,000 are protein coding genes, while others are regulatory genes. So, in the diagram, you can see these are two chromosomes. These are two chromosomes, a pair of chromosomes, and these are the genes, specific segments of the chromosome, or we can say specific segment of the DNA. So this is gene, for example, gene A, gene B, and gene C. And these genes are present in pairs, in pairs. So now we can understand what are alleles. Every gene which can be expressed as a specific trait or character in any individual, it has two or more alternate forms. Every gene has two or more alternate forms. So, one of two or more alternate forms of a gene is known as allele. One of two or more alternative forms of a gene is known as allele. So this is a pair of chromosomes, and these are two alleles. Name of the gene is A, but this A gene is present in two alternative forms. And these two alternative forms are known as alleles. For example, one of the allele may be dominant and the other recessive, or both may be dominant, both may be recessive. In this case, the example gene A, dominant allele is expressed as capital letter and recessive one is expressed as small letter. For example, this is a pair of allele, capital A, capital A, capital A, capital A. This is a pair of allele for a trait. For example, we can say height. For height, this is capital, both A and capital A, both are dominant genes, and the person will be tall. The person will be tall. In simple way, we can say. And if one is capital letter, other is small, it means one allele is dominant, the other one is recessive, or both may be recessive. Both may be recessive. So, gene is a specific segment of a DNA present in the chromosome which is responsible for a particular character, or we can say trait in the individual. For example, for eye color, for color of eye, there are multiple genes. For each character, there may be multiple genes. For example, for eye color, on chromosome number 15, two genes are present. The names are OCA2 and HERC2. These are the two genes OCA2 and HERC2, which decide the color of the eye. Color of the eye means iris color. So they code for proteins which may make the melanin for the color. Different amounts of melanin. Depends that which genes are present, which alternative forms are present in an individual. They will all decide the color of the eyes. So this was about gene versus allele. Gene is the specific segment of the DNA present in chromosome which decides specific traits or characters in any organism. And these genes are present in two or more alternative forms. And these two or more alternative forms are known as alleles. Thank you.